Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Just Playing Average, and today marks the very first episode of my Football Manager 26 journey. We're diving straight into a brand new save of Newcastle United, and I've set myself a massive challenge to win the treble. That's right, Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League, all in one glorious season. Easy, right? Yeah, we'll see about that. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because that's where the juicy part is. That's the tactics that we're going to use to win the treble. If you're new around here, this channel is all about having fun with Football Manager, experimenting, storytelling and just playing average, because not every save goes to plan, and that's half the fun. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, make sure to drop a like, hit subscribe and let's get started. Alright, first things first, every great save needs a great manager. Meet Jack Average. He's got the tactical mind of Guardiola and maybe the fashion sense of a Sunday League Mourinho. We've gone for a smart casual look because this guy means business. Let's take a look at the squad we've got to work with. Newcastle have some serious talent, the likes of Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, and some top young talent like Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall. But are they good enough to take us to that treble? We'll go through the strengths, weaknesses, and maybe a few areas we'll need to strengthen before the season kicks off. Okay, let's have a look at the goalkeepers first. Two main goalkeepers are going to be Nick Pope and Aaron Ramsdale. Nick Pope only has a 2.5-star rating. He has some decent stats, good aerial reach, command of area, communication's good, his handling's good, his one-on-ones is good, his reflexes are good. His throwing is average, his passing is not very good at all, so his distribution is not going to be very good, which sort of reflects him in real life. He's got a good jump and reach. However, I don't believe he's going to be the player to take us forward to win the treble. Next, we look at Aaron Ramsdale. He's got a 3-star ability, and he's pretty average across the board. He's got some good stats of one-on-ones. His kicking's a lot better. His passing's moderately better than Nick Pope. He's got good throwing ability. He's got good agility. His jump and reach is a lot lower than Nick Pope's. Again, I don't believe goalkeepers that we have at the moment are the goalkeepers that will take us forward to win a treble. So that's an area to improve on, but potentially improve on next season. As I said earlier, we've got Livramento, who is fantastic, only young with a fantastic potential ability. We have Lewis Hall on the left back. Again, fantastic potential ability and very good stats for his age of only 20 years old. And then at centre back, we've got Sven Botman, who is close to his potential ability of 4 stars. Really good all-round, good central defender, great tackling, great marking, great heading, really good bravery. His anticipation's good. His speed is not the best at 12. And his acceleration at 12. His jump and reach is good. His heading's good. And he's got some improvement to do, which is great. Dan Burn, who's been absolutely phenomenal for Newcastle. Really slow though. Slow acceleration, slow pace, great jump and reach, great heading, great tackling ability. He's got good aggression, good anticipation, and really good bravery. But again, passing is not the best. So is that going to be an area where we can't play him as a ball-playing defender? Then we have Fabian Schär, who again is not the fastest, but has amazing marking, passing, tackling, aggression. His bravery is good, his composure is really good. So he's going to be that ball-playing defender for us, definitely. Looking at the midfielders now, we've got Sandro Tonali that we know is a phenomenal player. His stats are amazing. I'll let you have a quick look at them. Good passing, good tackling, good first touch. Great teamwork, great work rate, great determination. 4-star player, world-class player. Bruno Guimaraes, again, great vision, great work rate, great teamwork, good positioning, great technique, great passing, great first touch. His balance is great, great stamina. Again, another 4-star world-class midfielder. And Joe Linton, the middle three that terrorised so many teams in the Premier League. Great work rate at the bottom here. Work rate, teamwork, great bravery, great aggression, good dribbling, good heading, good first touch, good tackling, decent passing, and strength and stamina here are phenomenal. 3.5-star, not classified as a world class, I would say, but great player to have in your squad. Then we've got Anthony Gordon that we mentioned before. Potential ability to world-class 4-star player, but great dribbling, great crossing. Only 13 finish, and I think that's a bit harsh on him in real life, but it's something that could improve. Good technique, good teamwork, good work rate, and good determination, and his pace, acceleration and pace is phenomenal. Then we've got Anthony Elanga that just brought in the summer transfer window. Again, his acceleration and pace is phenomenal. He's rapid. Some of his other stats are a little bit harsh on him as a player, the season he had last season. And he's only got a 3-star potential. So he's a little bit of a question mark already, and he hasn't played his first game in this save for us. Jacob Murphy had a phenomenal season for Newcastle last season. 2.5 stars, I think is very harsh on him. Good crossing, good dribbling, good acceleration, good pace, good work rate. Bit harsh on his passing, considering how many assists he got last season. He's got good work rate, as I've already mentioned. Yeah, I think he's going to be a very good squad player for us. Now, player in the midfield that I'm looking to move on is probably going to be Joe Willock. If we can get a decent amount of money for him, 23 to 29 million, it'll allow us to bring in another strong, potential world-class midfielder. Then up front, we've got the new signing, Nick Valtemade, which has got a potential rating of 4 stars, which is phenomenal. So hopefully we can get him into a world-class centre forward. He's got decent finishing. When Isak first went to Newcastle, the rating that he had on finishing on FM was 14. Phenomenal dribbling, good rate for his touch, great technique, really good determination, good flair. Pace is a little bit slow. With 14 pace, but acceleration could do with improving. He's got good strength. So I'm very, very interested to see how he plays out on this save. And we all know Johan Wissa had a good season for Brentford last season. 3-star rating, really good finishing, good acceleration, good pace, great off the ball. His anticipation's really good as well, and he's got a good work rate. So I'm really excited to see how he does for Newcastle in the serve as well. Harvey Barnes is another sort of left wide forward who has a good season last season. Potential ability of 3 stars. He's got good dribbling, good crossing, good technique, good acceleration, good pace, good understudy for Gordon to have in the squad. And one person I missed out on the defenders was Malik Thiaw. He's got a potential for 3.5 stars, which is great. So we've got room for improvement. He's got good jumping reach. Over here, good natural fitness, good pace, good strength, good tackling, good marking, good determination, good aggression, good anticipation. So if we can move him up to that extra 0.5 star, I could see a lot of this improving for his during the save. Another player I'm looking to move on is Emil Kraft. We tend to be more heavy on the right-hand side of defence. So we've got Kieran Trippier, we've got Tino Livramento. So if I could sell Emil Kraft and potentially get this 8 million, it'll allow me to bring in some extra backup on the left-hand side of defence. So as you can see, he was wanted by Brighton, Spurs, Nice, in Neom SC. So let's see if we can move him on as we go through this journey together. So yeah, overall I think the squad is looking good. If we can add a new midfielder instead of Joe Willock, potentially. Very interested to see if I can get Elliot Anderson back, because he's had a phenomenal season last season for Nottingham Forest. And I'm going to have a little search around and scout around to see what left back I'd like to bring in. Next up, let's check out our opening run of fixtures. You'll notice they match the actual fixture list for the Premier League season. I'll be honest, there are a few here where we need to be taking 3 points if we're serious about this challenge. Let's mark out where we think we should be winning and where we might struggle. So, starting with Aston Villa away. Fully expect us to be getting 3 points in this game, especially if we're going to be serious about this challenge of winning the treble. Next, we have Liverpool at home. That's going to be a really tough game. I'd hope to get a draw, considering how the game panned out in the real life Premier League, where they scored in the last minute and made it 4-3. It's going to be a tough game though. But if we're going to try and push up that league as far as we can, we need to try and get at least a draw of that. Next, Leeds away. I really, really, really believe we've got to be getting 3 points there. If we don't get 3 points there, then it's going to be a struggle to win the treble. Don't think we'll do it in the first season anyway, to be fair. Got to probably buy a lot of players to make it work. Next up, we've got Wolves at home. Now, that's going to be a result that we should be getting 3 points in again. Clean sheet possibly in that game as well. Really hope for that. Now, Bournemouth away could be a tricky fixture. Again, if we could get a draw and maybe a late winner or a very tight win to get the 3 points, that would be really good. And then we'll finish on this review with Arsenal at home. So again, another tough game. A draw would be phenomenal. 3 points would be even better. Newcastle in real life have been kind of a bogey team of Arsenal, so yeah, it's going to be a tough tie though, really tough tie, but fingers crossed we make it happen. Now let's talk tactics, the fun part. I'll be using a 4-3-3 high press that focuses on attacking football, pressing high, dominating possession. The philosophy, simple, play entertaining football and make St James's Park a fortress. We'll tweak things as we go, but this is the system I believe can take us all the way to that treble. So let's look at the tactics. I'm going to be showing you an everyday tactic that I'm going to use in 95% of the games, and I'll show you a more defensive tactic that I'll be using against tougher opposition away from home, and also to see out the last 10 minutes of tight games. So we're going to start with the everyday tactic. As you can see, we're having the same in possession as out of possession tactic, with 4 at the back, defensive midfielder, 2 central midfielders ahead, the wide wingers, and a striker. So let's have a little look at the player roles first. So goalkeeper, in possession is ball playing goalkeeper, out of possession is goalkeeper. Both right back and left back are wing back in possession, full back out of possession. Both central midfielders are ball playing centre backs and centre backs. The defensive midfielder is going to be deep lying playmaker in possession, defensive midfielder out of possession. The 2 more advanced central midfielders are going to be central midfielders in possession and central midfielders out of possession. And the wingers are both going to be inside forwards, in possession, and wingers out of possession. The striker is going to be a deep lying forward and a centre forward out of possession. Let's have a look at the player instructions. So the goalkeeper in possession has an attacking width as standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs standard, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting standard, passing risk take more risk, passing strategy standard, cross from standard, crossing strategy standard, out of possession, trigger press standard, marking standard, tackling standard, marking target standard. Both right back and left back have the same player instructions, so I'll just show you one to save time. Attacking width, stay wider. Dribbling direction, run wide. Dribbling frequency, standard. Forward runs, make more runs. Freedom of movement, follow tactic. Hold up ball, no. Shooting, standard. Passing risk, standard. Passing strategy, standard. Cross from the byline, so the idea is if they cross from the byline we won't have any offsides. Crossing strategy, standard. Out of possession, trigger press, standard. Marking, tight. Tackle harder. Marking target, standard. Again, both centre-backs have the same player instructions with attacking width, standard. Dribbling direction, standard. Dribbling frequency, standard. Forward runs, make fewer runs. Freedom of movement, follow tactic. Hold up ball, no. Shooting, standard. Passing risk, take more risk. Passing strategy, standard. Cross from, standard. And crossing strategy, standard. Out of possession, trigger press, standard. Marking, standard. Tackle harder. Marking target, standard. The defensive midfielder. In possession, attacking width, standard. Dribbling direction, standard. Dribbling frequency, standard. Forward runs, make fewer runs. Freedom of movement, follow tactic. Hold up ball, no. Shooting, standard. Passing risk, take more risk. Passing strategy, standard. Cross from, standard. Crossing strategy, standard. Out of possession, trigger press, standard. Marking is mark tight. Tackle harder. Marking target, standard. Both central midfielders have the same player instruction with attacking width, standard. Dribbling direction, standard. Dribbling frequency, standard. Forward runs, standard. Freedom of movement, follow tactic. Hold up ball, no. Shooting, standard. Passing risk, standard. Passing strategy, standard. Cross from and crossing strategy, both standard. Out of possession, trigger press, standard. Marking, standard. Tackle harder. Marking target, standard. Both wingers have the same player instructions, so attacking width, standard. Dribbling direction, cut inside, so the idea is they're going to cut inside with the wing backs staying wider on the overlap to create an overload on the wings. Dribbling frequency, standard. Forward runs, make more runs. Freedom of movement, follow tactic. Hold up ball, no. Shooting is shoot more often, so we want them to get some shots off as much as we possibly can to score as many goals as we can, obviously. Passing risk, take more risk. Passing strategy, standard. Cross from, standard. Crossing strategy, standard. And the striker, attacking with standard. Dribbling direction, standard. Dribbling frequency, standard. Forward runs, standard. Freedom of movement, follow tactic. Hold up ball, yes, because he's going to drop deep, hold up the ball, and the central midfielders and the inside forwards can get forwards for hopefully some nice little 1-2s on the edge of the box. Shooting, standard. Passing risk, standard. Passing strategy, standard. Cross from and crossing strategy, both standard. And then out of possession, it's trigger press, standard. Marking, standard. Tackle harder. Marking target, standard. Now the team instructions. So in possession, team instructions are passing directness shorter to try and keep hold of the ball and have some possession football. Tempo higher. Time wasting less often. Attacking transition, counter attack. Attacking width wider. Play for set pieces, we're going to keep ball in play. Creative freedom, balanced. Build up strategy, balanced. Goal kicks, short. Goalkeeper distribution to the centre backs. Supporting runs. Now it doesn't show you overlap in this. It only shows you the underlap in this. So we have underlap at balanced and we have overlap on both flanks. Dribbling will be balanced, progress through balanced, pass reception balanced, patience, work ball into the box, shots from distance we're going to discourage because they don't work, they just fly over the bar. Crossing style balanced. Out of possession team instructions. The line of engagement is a high press. We want to win that ball back as soon as we can. Defensive line is higher, so if we're going to be high press, we need a higher defensive line to keep it compact when we're pressing. Trigger press more often. Defensive transition, we want the counter press. Tackling, we're going to have get stuck in. Crossing engagement, invite crosses. Pressing trap, balanced, short, goalkeeper distribution, we're going to go yes. So you will have noticed that every outfield player had a tackle harder instruction, and we're also going for a get stuck in instruction with the team instructions as well. This is because what I found in the season and a half of testing is we picked up average 3-4 yellow cards a game, and we didn't pick up any red cards. And it is a really, really good tactic to get stuck in and tackle harder on the player instructions to win that ball back as quickly as we possibly can through the high press. And even if we're defending in the low block area, tackling is really useful, especially if we have it and get stuck in and tackle harder. And also invite crosses into the box. I'm going to show you in a minute an out of possession in our build-up section where you see how compact we are in the box. But I found it works really, really well that we defend 99% of the crosses coming in, and we very rarely score from a cross using this tactic. So as I said, the build-up section, out of possession, on the low block section, we're nice and compact and tight in here. If we don't have invite crosses in and we go for blocking the cross or stopping the cross, what I find is everyone shuffles across as the fullback drops in and starts to play people onside. Everyone shuffles across, and then it leaves us on the overload on the other side where they can come in and score at the back post. Now let's have a look at the defensive formations that we're going to be playing. So the in possession formation stays exactly the same, and the only real changes in the defensive formation is these two central midfielders will drop alongside the defensive midfielder to offer more protection to the back four and allow us to win the ball back and go on the counter attack. So let's have a little look at the player roles. So goalkeeper is ball playing goalkeeper in possession, goalkeeper out of possession. Both fullbacks are wingbacks in possession and holding fullbacks out of possession. So the idea is these will tuck in more and make it a more compact back four to make it harder for us to be broken down. The centre backs are ball playing centre backs in possession. A centre back on the right out of possession, and on the left becomes a covering centre back. So he will drop in deeper sometimes to help any forward runs trying to break the offside trap. The defensive midfielder stays as a deep line playmaker and defensive midfield player out of possession. The two centre midfielders stay at centre midfield role, but in the out of possession tactic, they drop deeper and become defensive midfielders. The wingers both stay as inside forwards in possession and wingers out of possession. The striker is a deep line forward in possession and a centre forward out of possession. Now let's have a look at the player instructions. So the goalkeeper, attacking width standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs standard, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting standard, passing risk take more risk, passing strategy standard, cross from standard, and crossing strategy standard. Out of possession trigger press standard, marking standard, tackling standard, and marking target standard. Both right back and left back have the same player instructions, which are attacking width standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs make more runs, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting standard, passing risk standard, passing strategy standard, cross from the byline. So again, like the previous formation, we want to get those wing backs up onto the byline and cross from there to avoid anyone being offside. Crossing strategy is going to be standard. Out of possession, trigger press less often. Marking is mark tight, tackle harder, and marking target standard. Both centre-backs have the same player instructions, with attacking width standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs make fewer runs, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting standard, passing risk take more risk, passing strategy standard, cross from standard, and crossing strategy standard. Out of possession, trigger press standard, marking standard, tackle harder, marking target standard. The defensive midfielder in possession is attacking width standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs is make fewer runs, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting standard, passing risk take more risk, passing strategy standard, cross from standard, crossing strategy standard, out of possession, trigger press standard, mark tightly, tackle harder, and a standard marking target. The two central midfielders have the same player instructions, with attacking width standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs standard, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting standard, passing risk standard, passing strategy standard, and both cross from and crossing strategy both standard. Out of possession, trigger press standard, mark tightly, tackle harder, marking target standard. Both the wingers have the same player instructions, with attacking width standard, dribble direction cut inside, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs make more runs, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball no, shooting shoot more often, passing risk take more risk, passing strategy standard, cross from standard, crossing strategy standard. Out of possession, trigger press standard, marking standard, tackle harder, and marking target standard. And then finally, the striker, attacking width standard, dribbling direction standard, dribbling frequency standard, forward runs standard, freedom of movement follow tactic, hold up ball yes. So like the previous formation, he's going to drop deep, hold that ball up, and let the centre midfielders get forward from that defensive midfield out of possession role, and also let the wingers and the wing backs overlap to give more of an attacking threat. Shooting standard, passing risk standard, passing strategy standard, cross from and crossing strategy both standard. Out of possession, trigger press standard, marking standard, tackle harder, marking target standard. Now the team instructions. So all the in possession instructions, passing directness, more direct. So we've went from shorter passing to more direct. So when we win the ball in our low block phase, we can get that ball forward as quick as possible for the deep line forward to hold the ball up and get us up the pitch. Tempo standard, so we've slowed the tempo down. Time wasting more often. This is to frustrate teams when we're playing away, such as your PSGs, your Arsenals, your Liverpools, possibly Chelsea. It will really frustrate them. But also in the last 10 minutes of games, if it's a tight game, you can pop over to this formation to kill the game off, waste time, and get the win. Attacking transition, counter-attack. Attacking width wider. Play for set pieces is keep ball in play. Creative freedom balanced. Build-up strategy is bypass the press. So again, we're going to be more direct. We're going to kick it long. Goal kicks mixed. When we can, we're going to have a distribution to the centre-backs though. Supporting runs is going to be the same as the previous tactic. Again, it doesn't show you the animation in there, but we're going to overlap on both flanks. Dribbling is going to be balanced, progress through balanced, pass reception balanced, patient is going to be standard, shots from distance discouraged, because as I said in the previous formation, they just don't work. They just sky over the bar most of the time. Crossing style balanced. Out of possession, we're going to stick with the high press. We're going to have a higher defensive line. We're going to trigger the press more often. We're going to counter press on the defensive transition. We're going to tackle. On the tackling, we're going to get stuck in. So like the previous formation, all outfield players are tackle harder and get stuck in. It does really work at winning the ball back as fast as possible. We're going to invite crosses again because we're going to be even more compact in the defence with the holding fullbacks tucking in. Pressing trap balanced and short goalkeeper distribution, yes. So as you can see in the low block phase, we're really nice and compact in here. So it is good to have invite crosses in because we can keep it from, we can clear it quite easily because we've got some dominating headers of the ball in the centre back area. Like I said last time, if they're crossing from here, we're going to drag everyone over and get hit on an overlap at the back post. So it's best not to do that. So that's the plan. A new save, a massive challenge, and a whole lot of Football Manager chaos ahead. In the next episode, we'll kick off the season and see if this Newcastle side can really deliver on the pitch. If you enjoyed this setup episode, drop a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss episode 2. Leave a comment with your predictions for how long it'll take me to win the treble, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss episode 2. Or if you'd like to follow my progress daily, I will be streaming this series over on Twitch. The link is below in the description. I look forward to seeing you over there. Thanks for watching. I'm Adam. This is Just Playin Average, and I'll catch you in the next one.